Welcome to the STR Home Financing Podcast, where we believe a legacy is something you build, not just something you leave behind. And now, here's your host, Jeff Chisum.
Hey, this is Jeff Chisum with the STR Home Financing Podcast. Welcome to episode 57. Very honored to have Gil Chan with us from Crafted Stays. How are you today, Gil?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on, Jeff.
Good, absolutely. So as we have this format where it's a micro podcast, 10 minutes or less, so we're going to jump right into it. So we start off with who you are, what makes you a human, family, where you live, anything that you want to share with us there, what you've done, what's your background related to short-term rental, and what you're doing, what you bring to the STR community.
Yeah. So what makes me human? I'm a father of two. I have two young kids. I have a daughter and a son, 6 and 4. So I'm now getting over the hump of getting more sleep now, but also I've started my own company. I'm an entrepreneur myself, so I reversed the sleeping clock there with that. But yeah, I'm also a short-term rental operator myself. Outside of that, I just love building. I can pretty much build, like, if you can put me into a room and give me some tools to build something, it doesn't matter what it is. If I can use my hands or I can use my brain to build something, that makes me very happy, which is the reason why I spent the last 15 years in product development with big tech companies. I just love creating both hardware, software, physical products. That's just my thing. My background in STRs, again, I'm an operator myself. My wife and I, we own 3 properties in Branson and in the Smokies. We started hosting a couple years back. And to your last question, like, what are we doing now? I've now started a company called Crafted Stays. We focus on direct bookings. We basically help hosts diversify their revenues away from the big OTAs and really allow them to create their own direct booking engine as easily as possible. So that's been my mission since I've started the company, and it's gone really well. I'm very happy with the company's trajectory and what we're able to accomplish in just the year alone.
That's awesome. And I know you've caught people's attention in trying to get away from the OTAs, create more direct bookings, and easy. So definitely 3 things there, which we really can jump into the meat of the interview there. And so the question is, what are 3 solutions your platform solves for owners and their challenge to gain more direct bookings?
So I think the first thing is really making it much more approachable, much easier for folks to get into. So by design, we made it much easier from a price standpoint to get into direct bookings. You don't have to pay a designer heavy upfront fees to get a really well-performing, good-looking website. We have built-in templates that allows us to be able to scale that and make really well-performing websites. Second is that we understand that some folks have growing portfolios and they're constantly uploading images, updating the properties. So we actually integrate pretty heavily into the major PMSs, Owner, Hospitable, HostAway, Guesty for Pros, Hostfully. They're all partners of Crafted Stays. And that's allowed us to make a really seamless experience without having you to copy and paste things back and forth between the different systems. It just works very seamlessly. It's magical. I guess the last part of it is really you build your direct booking sites to get more direct bookings. A big focus of ours, outside of just getting started and getting these sites up and running, is we focus a lot of attention towards conversion. So we think about how things load on mobile, what the templates look like, what do we want to represent on the page, how is it SEO optimized, how do we include things like cart abandonment, capturing emails, analytics. I come from e-commerce and we think about these things all the time. We think about how do we drive up conversion. And in e-commerce, a lot of the same D2C brands are doing all the same things. They're all doing email captures. They're all optimizing their pages for mobile. They're all doing all these really sophisticated things in e-commerce. And when I looked at our industry, there's not actually a lot out there. And a lot of it is the reason is because folks are building their e-commerce stores or their direct booking sites off of WordPress, and WordPress wasn't made to be built for direct bookings or made for blogs and static content. So by building the platform the way we did, we have full reign to provide all the right tools for our hosts to really win direct bookings.
Oh, and that is a great point, and it's something that I tell people all the time. I deal with a lot of physicians, and so they can relate. when I visit with them and we talk about the expertise that I bring to the table, in that my expertise is around short-term rental financing. I'm not the loan officer primarily talking about people buying their primary residence. It's all geared towards my base is short-term rental financing. So I'll tell them it's like going to the podiatrist if you have a headache. So that's a great point, is even with your direct booking site, you don't want to just go out there and pick some random generic template. You want something like Crafted Stays that is geared towards and built for short-term rental bookings. Tell us a little bit, and I get the benefit of having you walk me through your platform. But if someone has, let's say, one or two, maybe even three properties, what does that look like from a time standpoint to be able to get your direct booking site built and executed, off and running?
Yeah. So we had a customer just Monday sign up. So 2 days ago, he signed up for an account 7 o'clock in the morning. By 3 o'clock my time, he was already asking to register his domain and get his site up and running. It was literally that quick. So kudos to Phil if he's listening to this conversation. Like, he ran through it quickly and he built custom pages to talk about his co-hosting services. Like, he went all in on it. But if I were to do it, I've done it many times. I could do it as quick as half an hour to build a site and get it up and running. But it takes most a few hours for a lot of our folks to get the first version of their site set up. And from then on, it's just really customizing it to really speak to your brand, have the right pictures on there, create custom pages to talk about maybe how you think about your cleaning service or your amenities or your co-hosting service, anything you want to add on top of it. But that first initial site, you can get done in hours. And it's because we're so integrated into the PMSs. Like, we pull all the content, we pull all your pictures, your descriptions, your amenities, all that from the PMSs. So it's really easy. Like, you connect your PMS, you choose from the different templates, and you got something to get you off the ground. And from there, it's just polish.
And you definitely catch people's attention when you say easy, but you also want it done right. And it sounds like you've developed a platform that kind of combines that together to ultimately produce a really nice product. But yeah, the customizable feature of what you can do on Crafted Stays is key, because it allows you to go and do things in a simple way. If you want to change for the seasons, or you add an amenity, or whatever the case may be, you're going to be able to go into your site and easily make those changes.
And we've had some folks actually get a bit more complex on things. Like you mentioned the seasons there. We recently released the ability to do multiple versions of your site. So you're able to create your site and then add a new version of that same site and have it. Maybe right now we're getting ready for the fall. You might have a new version of it for fall foliage where you change out your hero images. Your taglines might be a little bit different. You just rearrange things around so that you really resonate with the folks that are shopping for stays for that specific period. Or it could be the holidays coming up. The vibes are very different when you look at a direct booking site there, which you can do with a lot of ease with something like this that you can't really do on the OTAs.
Yeah, no, absolutely. All good stuff. I'm glad we were able to have you on today and share what Crafted Stays is doing and the problems that it's solving and what it's accomplishing, in that owners want to try to find ways to get away from being so dependent with the OTAs. So share with us, Gil, 3 ways that people can connect with you, follow what you're doing.
The first way is on our website, craftedstays.co. We have a bunch of resources on there. You can look at our blogs as well too. We produce a lot of content to help hosts really be able to not just build their site, but how to market them. And second, we do also have a podcast as well too. Jeff, I'm looking forward to airing yours in a little bit, but we really focus on direct bookings on our podcast, really bringing on hosts that have done really well in direct bookings and really use that as a platform for us to share knowledge within the community. And then the last one is on our Instagram. We use a lot of the content that we produce via our podcast and make it bite-sized so that folks that don't have the time to listen to our long-form podcast, they can grab the most critical nuggets out of it through our Instagram page.
I'm going to add this. We're a little bit over the time that we typically take, but not by much. But I think it's important because people always want to know, what do the next steps look like? So outside of consuming the content that you have out there, the pieces to help educate people, what's that next step to getting their direct booking site process started?
Yeah, visit our website, go to craftedstays.co. Towards the bottom of the page, you can book a call with me. And it's an open-ended call. If you want me to talk through how you've launched your existing direct booking sites, and I'll give you advice on things that I've learned while designing our templates and working through a lot of traffic on our side. But if you're just getting started and you need some help on launching your first direct booking site, we can walk through what you're doing and figuring out whether or not Crafted Stays is a good fit for us.
That's awesome. I love aligning with people that kind of have the same mindset as me, which is to help people get to a place where they couldn't get on their own. Thank you for the way that you do things, and thanks for being on today.
Thanks for having me, Jeff.
All right. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Until next time.
Bye.
Jeff Chisum is a registered mortgage loan officer with CMG Home Loans, NMLS ID 1820. CMG Home Loans is an equal housing lender. All programs, products, and terms discussed on this show are subject to change without notice.